got one to show you. This is one of the dials that I created. Was aluminum. Man, this is brand new leather, so that is a little tight still. Joudrey will be all right with it, but very thick, soft. That extra keeper on there does make it a little bit tighter, but you can take this off if you don't need two keepers. I'm not sure how big your wrist is. If your wrist is extra large, then you might take that off because you might not have enough to feed back through there. But so this is one of my dials. It is an aluminum dial that I painted in black, and everything that's been etched out. The black stayed in there, and then I wet sanded it. So the black stays in. What's raised is in silver, and then backside lumed it. So at night, you have more of that look. So I only made one of these dials. I made some variations of this dial, and somebody's already bought one of those. But these are a little bit more expensive. They are made by a professional dial maker in the UK. So a little bit more expensive and take a little bit longer to get, but very cool variations that we can do. So with this one, I did a silver handset, one of the diamond seconds hands on there, and then this is in a brushed case. If you ever nick it, you can just brush it in with a Scotch-Brite. I didn't really have anything laser engraved that I thought went with this very well, so I just left it as nice and just brushed hooking crown on there. The star I didn't think looked right because I didn't have anything on their star. Obviously an anchor wouldn't go with it since this is more of a pilot dial, but so I thought, you know what, just a plain Jane crown actually is kind of nice and classy looking. So did a tall coin bezel and then a half and half pilot insert, the gray and the black. And with this, we've got low profile exhibition caseback, black rotor, stainless steel movement holder in there. We've got a brushed clasp, and then this is on one of my Italian leather straps. Kind of do a little custom die action on this to make it look as it does. Off-white stitching, and then this has a little fold over, what kind of looks like a keeper, but actually is not. Just a little fold over, just to add a cool little look to it. And as I referenced before, this has a stitched in metal keeper and then a standard leather keeper on that. So that is the build. Came out pretty awesome. I sell these for around $5.50 in this kind of setup. So if you are interested in something like this, let me know. It will take a while to get it in a dial like this. On my next order of dials, I'll probably order a few more like this since it was a success, but I don't really know sometimes. But the template's already made. It will just take time. Like I said, when they come, it's just going to be silver. I have to paint all that and then backside lume it. But that is the build as a whole. As with all builds, so far I know there's going to be some changes coming. There's going to be some options available to me that I have not yet explored, but I will get there at some point. This will go either direction. I just make it really tight so it's extra tight just to move it. So we'll go either direction. Not a clickable bezel. And then this is an automatic mechanical, so you can wind it, you can wear it, you can put it in a watch winder. But if it's dead or it's not very active, or you're not going to be very active, not it, you'll want to pre-wind it. And how you do that is you back the crown off the threads until it's clicking. At that point you can wind it, and a wind is a turn away from you. If you do that for 4 or 5 seconds, back and forth, the reverse input doesn't do anything, but it doesn't hurt anything either. It's just a lot easier to just hold your finger spacing and go back and forth. If you do this for 4 or 5 seconds before you put it on, even if you're not very active, that mixed with your rotor movement will keep time throughout the day. If you do it for something closer to 20 seconds, you're going to max out that 31 plus hour power reserve. You cannot overwind it. You can wind it all day if you like. If you pull it to the one and only click, you can then set your time. It does not have a hacking movement, so it's going to keep going. And also, you're going to notice you got a wobble crown. That's going to deflect lateral for pressure from going into the stem into the movement. So if you don't want to feel that movement, that ball joint play, just hold it straight as you're setting it. Okay, Google, what time is it? It's 4:51 p.m. Push it right back over and thread it right down. I, of course, did not set that to 451 because that will be back here. I tell you what, man, it is hard to look through this little camera. So let's just go back and set it to 451. There we go. I had to look around the camera instead of through my little lens here. So that is your build, dude. I think it is freaking awesome. So also what will look cool with this is nice brushed engineered band. If you're swapping back and forth through the seasons or something like that, stainless steel that's brushed is also going to go with it nicely. As with every build, matching beats. This one's just going to come in one of my special edition brown boxes, and then we'll come with watch cleaners. It's good on all glass and metal parts, everything there in the middle. Leather conditioner to keep that leather strap perfectly soft. Just apply a little bit, let it soak in, remove any excess, but only use what you need. You don't need to rub it all over it. I mean, you do need to rub it all over it, but not like where it's dripping off of it. And then some fine scratch remover. This is Nova 2 from Amazon, just repackaged, essentially like Polywatch, but we can buy it in larger quantities and just repackage it. This is an acrylic glass, and you can scratch it. If you do, no worries, put a tiny bit on it, buff against it using your included microfiber, and you will buff out that scratch. Just go against that scratch back and forth, generate some heat with your thumb, and you will solidify that scratch being filled in really quick. And that's it. That is the build. I appreciate your time, Brian. Hope you love the watch. And if you want me to build you one like this or anything like this, reach out and I'll see what I can do. And if you want to continue to see videos like this, like and subscribe because I put them up all the time. Thanks, guys.